Really wondering if this relationship problem can be overcome. Something just happened over this past weekend. It seems like, especially March 21st coming through, and it just seems like you're not sure if you can get back to that place of like emotional contentment and fulfillment that you have had with this person with the 9 of Cups. But I'm getting that you both really do want to get there. It's just that you don't know how to work on this in a way that gets you to the result that you want to go to. You're just kind of repeating the same way of communicating over and over. But I'm getting that if you can have a different style of communication with the Ace of Crystals, that you can actually rejoin together in a balanced way with the 2 of Cups and the Temperance card. It's just going to take some work, and not everybody is going to do this work. It does take both people, but even if you just start to shift, you will, you can make a shift within you, the High Priestess, and then you will get like a mirrored reaction in the person, literally. Just this card. Like, however you act, like, you'll get that mirror back from the person that you're interacting with, you know, whoever you're in this relationship with. Some techniques that you might use are, first of all, the soft startup. So when you want to talk about something, instead of coming at somebody with, like, you know, criticism and something like that, you start it off soft, like, hey babe, can we talk about the issues that we've been experiencing in our communication? I don't want to get into a fight at all. I know neither of us want to. I feel like we have to approach this in a different way. What do you think? Like, a really just soft startup. That is such a good way to get things started. Look at, like, starting a new form of communication, rowing to a new, cleaner, clearer location in your communication. That's going to be one of the first things that you can do that can make a really big difference and start to bring this back to like a level of joy between the two of you. You can also acknowledge that you both had felt hurt and that you both are responsible for it without like casting blame. It's like just taking responsibility, just being like, I know we've both been really hurt and neither of us want this for the other person or for each other. Like, we want to be together and we want to get back to that happy place. And I just feel like we need to do something different and maybe look at, the Magician, as within, so without. When you approach in this way, you are going to get them to communicate in a way that is like reciprocal, right? And this is something that takes a lot of intention. Magician is Mercury. This is about being really clear in your communication, deliberate in your communication. And I'm just getting that, like, you really can have positive communication. The 3 of Cups, this is also a Mercury card. So you can have positive communication here if you try these different techniques. So something else that you can say is, I really just want us to approach this together like we're a team against the problem, instead of us trying to like win or, you know, argue. That's not getting us anywhere. So maybe can we look at it like our argument is the problem, and then together we're on the same team, and maybe we can move past this and see what they think and just like approach it in that way. You don't have to have all of the answers, but even like imagining this card where you both are on the same team and then together you're like creating something better, like you're committed to your connection. It's the 2 of you against the problem, and you're going to be able to restore balance here. And that can be, it really is possible, but you just have to do this different style of communicating to get there. I'm really getting that they're going to receive this very well with the King of Stars, especially if you do that soft startup and approach this at like a good time. You know, it doesn't have to be like perfect timing, but you can recover from this. The issues that you've had, like, you can put those things behind you. You have to address them, but the sun can rise again over your relationship if you address this, as long as you don't wait until literally the water runs dry. If you already are like, I'm just already so done, I'm already so over this, like, you're just like, I'm just waiting for the right time to end it, that's a completely different story with the Hanged Man here. But if you, if you're like, if you're feeling like your heart is already completely blocked off, like, then you know that. But if you want this to work, which I think for most of you, you do want this to work, you know that there's a deeper connection here, then it takes work to make this happen, and you just have to put in a different style of communication to get this to go where you want it to. I was also getting a specific thing about angel numbers. So for example, like right now it's like 337. So seeing 2 numbers together and then a 3rd number, it is kind of like showing that you are getting more aligned, of like the 2 of you against the problem. 3, 3, each of you are the 3s, and then the problem is the 7. But if you keep seeing mirrored numbers like 505, 525, 131, that to me that would indicate that you two are still like very much being defeated by the problem. The problem is in the center and you two are separate. So you can kind of look to see what numbers are coming to you, and that can give you an idea of how you're doing. If the numbers are like, 411 or 322, like then the problem is there, but the two of you are more on the same team. And then the mirrored numbers, it's probably a little bit bigger to address. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of like additional ways, some sign synchronicities with the Page of Cups, just like an additional way to kind of like check in on how things are going between the two of you and if your communication with the Knight of Crystals is actually improving.